So in my last video, I was talking about sense, DPI, and with some like mice talk in there as well. And I was currently using 400 DPI with 0.35 cents. A few of you in the comment section were telling me to stop using 400 and to switch over to 1600. And just like, I thought that, you know, there's going to be some difference, but I don't really know like how much of a difference or what would change. So I decided to test it. So let's jump into it. So I wanted to make the test as fair as possible between 400 and 1600 DPI. And I think the best way or the best gun to use for that was the Guardian, just for everything, because it's the most accurate rifle in the game other than the sniper rifle. And I didn't want the results to be kind of skewed at all from getting like spray and praise or like random one taps from the Vandal, because we all know it's capable of that. So using the Guardian, I wanted to test the 400 and 1600 by killing 10 hard bots on 400 and 1600. And then 10 death matches at 400 and 1600. The 400 DPI on average, I got kind of 13.9, 14 bots. And then 1600, I had 15 bots. So again, not a crazy difference. And in total, I had, well, like, let's say like 140 to 150. So that's 10 difference. So not a crazy amount with flicking between, you know, hard bots. There's a bit of a change in deathmatch here. With 400 DPI on deathmatch is, you know, on average 25 kills, and on 1600 it's 27 kills. So again, it's not a crazy difference, like kind of increase in stats switching from 400 to 1600. But the thing that I did notice the most was how the crosshair moves when tracking a target. On 400, it would feel a bit framey, and I didn't really notice it at the time until I went over to 1600, and to see how smooth the crosshair goes across the screen when you're tracking a target. It feels so smooth on 1600, and I was very surprised at kind of how smooth it would be. And because of that, it allows me to kind of lock onto that target and kind of like track it across the screen when you're doing like sidestepping and stuff like that. So that does feel very nice to do. So I also did some kind of research on pro players and what they use to see if they're using any kind of like hidden DPI tech or whatever. So you can just clearly see here at 1600 we got 77 pro players, at 800 we got 196 pro players, and at 400 we got 85. So I would say out of all of them, obviously the 1600 is being used the least, and 800 is being used obviously the most by a country mile. What that kind of just screams to me is that it's less about your DPI, though it does have an effect coming from my testing. It's less about the DPI and more about just finding your right sense for you. So I'd like to just cap this off with what I learned, and I was very surprised the difference on how the crosshair moves and tracking between 400 and 1600. I kind of like had an idea of that it wouldn't really improve my flicking and stuff like that, just because that's kind of just like a standard movement to the target and then fire, right? You're not really kind of like trying to track it as it's kind of sidestepping. I was very surprised on how smooth it was on 1600. The sidestepping, the tracking, the kind of moving with the target. That was very smooth between, you know, the 1600 and 1400. It'll be interesting to see over time, right? Will this increase my stats? Will I, you know, somehow hit Radiant in the next 2 months? No one knows, right? But I would like to just thank everyone that posted a comment in my previous video helping me on this one. And I will be using 1600 from like here on, as I do like that play style, tracking targets and waiting for your time to fire. Kind of goes in with like calm aim. But yeah, this is it for this one, guys. Really appreciate you, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.